72 Hours looks to be The Hangover plus Bachelor Party. All right, what's up, everybody? So this is my trailer reaction to 72 Hours, Netflix's new comedy starring Kevin Hart. Now, the premise just lends itself to ridiculousness and outrageous situations. And then you add in Kevin Hart's kind of irreverent type of humor, and it just works. I don't know how the whole movie is going to play out, but based on the trailer, already I was just laughing out loud at all the moments, and I look forward to what the rest of the movie is going to look like. The premise looks to be Kevin Hart's character. He's a 40-something-year-old man, working on his career, and in some way, at some point, he gets in this group chat with these 20-something-year-olds, and he is invited through the group chat to participate in the bachelor party of one of these 20-something-year-olds. And he actually decides to go. And that already lends itself to a lot of the comedy that you appreciate from Kevin Hart. He's very self-deprecating, never really shies away from being the butt of a joke, while at the same time giving as good as he's getting. So when he shows up and then the 20-something-year-olds are completely surprised that he even accepted the invitation. They make jokes at how old he is, thinking he's 50 years old, and he's like, I'm 40, and they're still saying how, wow, that's still really, really old. And then fast forward to how they're on a yacht partying with all these other young people. They're at the club then, and everything is happening in Miami. And having grown up in Miami, it really does look like that kind of party lifestyle that I was exposed to growing up, but just kind of dialed up to 11 as things are in Miami these days. And I'm really enjoying kind of the trajectory overall, not just of the movie, but of comedies in general. It really does kind of seem like comedies are making a bit of a comeback, not really shying away from being quote unquote offensive or politically incorrect, just doing their best to be funny. And I think somebody of Kevin Hart's status, especially being as self-deprecating as he is, I think is a great kind of in to having more of these kinds of comedies, just as long as it's approached in a way, especially at this point when I think studios are still reticent to really go for, the hard-hitting jokes. But you think of Netflix with the two roasts that they did with Tom Brady and now with Kevin Hart, some other kinds of comedies like The Naked Gun that came out recently, and now this one as well, getting a bit of a push from Netflix. I think it signals some really, really promising things. It's like, I think people just want to laugh. Everything is so serious and so dire in the news and everything about social media and all of that. How about we just go to the movies and just kind of let loose a little bit and enjoy ourselves, And overall, I do get the sense that this is actually happening, And I think 72 Hours is just another signal of that. Kevin Hart's one of these guys that has built up a name and a career for himself where everyone is enjoying what he is that he's pumping out there. The only thing that it looks like from the trailer, and I don't think this is going to be the case, but I really wish maybe in future trailers they make this slight adjustment in the sense of all the jokes, like he seems to be the butt of. He's like on the receiving end of all of these, digs. But I really do hope like he brings it, he throws it back at them at some point. I want a bit of a balance, because then it just kind of looks like these 20-year-olds are being bullies, which can be funny at times. But if you overplay that too much, then it ceases to be funny anymore. So I hope that even when I watch the movie, but hopefully even in the trailers, if they make more of them, let's have a little bit more of a back and forth so we can see how in some ways it is a meeting of equals, not just this one group of guys dumping and ribbing on this one guy who actually accepted their invitation. We'll see what happens. Anyways, Those are my thoughts. What about you guys? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Smash that like button, click subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.